Hi, welcome and welcome back. I hope you're doing well and happy Friday. Today I want to talk to you about why people stay with a narcissist. And there are a lot of reasons why different individuals stay in narcissistically abusive relationships. And I thought of a handful that I wanted to share, and I would love to hear your thoughts. And you can share those in the comments below. I'd love to hear them and read them, and maybe it can help somebody else. I remember as a young girl, a teenager specifically in high school, sitting across from my mother at the kitchen table while my dad was away over the weekend on a drug binge. And I remember feeling really frustrated. And while we were talking, I just told my mom, I said, look, this is ridiculous. Can we just leave? Can we go get our own apartment? You, me, my brother, and just start fresh? This is ridiculous. And I was kind of grilling her on what was going on. I figured out what was going on, but they tried to hide it from me, but I figured it out. And this was part of the conversation as well, was me figuring out why he kept disappearing on the weekends and leaving and then returning on, say, a Monday and sitting at the dinner table asking someone to pass the salt. Very frustrating. Maybe you can relate. Anyway, why do people stay? My mom actually ended up staying with my dad for 30 years total in their marriage until she finally separated from him. And I thought of some reasons why people stay. One is that they may or may not know what they're dealing with. They may not know about narcissism or understand just the nature of narcissistic personality disorder, or someone who just has really strong narcissistic traits. And they may think that they can fix it, or that they can love it away, or kind of make up the deficit. And a lot of times, not only does that not happen, but things get progressively worse. And when you're with a narcissist, another reason is because maybe it's religious. Maybe you are a Catholic person, for example, and or pick a religion where maybe divorce or separation or something like that, if you're married to a narcissistic person, is frowned upon, and you don't want to deal with that shame or deal with that persecution, so to speak, for putting your foot down and terminating the marriage. Another reason that I thought of is if you have children with a narcissist, you may be under the impression that, well, there's already enough single parent households in the world, and I'm going to make sure that my kid has both parents in the household. And so you'll stick it out for that reason, for the sake of the kids. And I experienced this myself growing up, and I will tell you, as the child in that equation years ago, I felt like it did not help, and I would have preferred to have gone on with my mother and started a new life with her and my younger brother, instead of staying in that toxicity, because it did get progressively worse. And we all, in some way, shape, or form, experience the after effects of being around that toxicity for so long. The abuse, the rage, just all of it, the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the back and forth, the addiction, all of it. Sometimes you might think or feel that you can't make it without the narcissist. Maybe you have a dual income household, or and things are already tight enough as it is. Right now, we're in the midst of really a depression is what it is, but you feel like you can't make it on your own, or you've been led to believe that you can't make it on your own even by the narcissist. And so you hang in there, you stick it out, you try to keep things going in hopes that it'll turn around. And that's another one. Just holding out that hope that, well, things will get better. They're just going through something right now, and I'm just going to continue to be a positive person, or I'm going to continue to be helpful or contribute or be supportive, and you don't end up seeing the results that you're hoping for. It's almost like we have a thing in one of the groups that I trade with called smoking hopium. Another reason for staying in a narcissistically abusive relationship for some people may be that they're afraid of physical harm. Maybe the narcissist is very, brooding and very intimidating and very, a lot of times they're very bullying, and which can intimidate people into thinking, gosh, if I try to leave or if I try to do something, they're going to come after me, they're going to harm me in some way. And if you have children, then you feel that extra pressure of, hey, I've got little people depending on me, and so if I do something, then they may or may not have their mom or whatever around, and that can cause people to stick around and suck it up. And that could be frustrating too, especially if you're really itching to get out of there and have that conviction. Another reason that I thought of that people stay in narcissistically abusive relationships is because of future faking. A lot of times narcissists can dangle those carrots in front of you and lead you to believe that they have something of value to offer you. And it could be in the context of a romantic relationship, the promise of marriage, or the promise of having children together and building a life and a home and a future. Or it could be a boss possibly dangling a promotion in front of you. If you only do this or that, and they keep moving the goalpost and you keep running and running and running. Or if you've dealt with a con artist or a scammer, then they may give you the illusion that they have an opportunity to offer or something to offer you as well, and keep moving the goalpost and get you to give them what they want or need, whether it's money or connections or something like that. And that day or that opportunity or that thing never comes. And meanwhile, the narcissist is sucking up the supply that you're offering up. If you're paying them for something, or with your time, money, love, attention, affection, sex, whatever it is, they're sucking up that supply and they're making sure that they get theirs while leaving you hanging on to a pipe dream and smoking hopium. Anyway, those are some of the reasons that I thought of that people stay in narcissistically abusive relationships. And clearly, I don't think anybody really goes into it looking to be in an abusive relationship, but the narcissist is very creative, very clever, intimidating, cunning in getting you to stay, finding those weak points, pushing those buttons, and creating the illusion of value, things of that nature that can lead you to stick it out, hold out hope, wait around, stay put. Say if you feel intimidated or threatened physically or otherwise for safety reasons, and it can be very damaging over the long term, emotionally, physically, psychologically. And at the end of it all, you still don't have whatever it is that the narcissist promised or dangled in front of you, and are probably nowhere near it either. Another reason why people stay with the narcissist is, say, for example, in the context of a marriage. If you, for example, grew up in a household where you had an abusive parent, one thing that may happen is as you meet other people, you may not recognize the behavior because to a certain degree it's been normalized during the course of your upbringing. And that's why it's important to really tap into your childhood trauma and really do some digging as to what you were exposed to during those formative years. And in addition, if you say were a child who experienced parents getting a divorce, you may want to make it your business to make sure that your children do not grow up in a household where there's a divorce and there's the custody battle and all of that kind of thing. So, in essence, you're trying to avoid recreating what you experienced growing up, but as a result of that, you're kind of subjecting yourself and the children to something similar to what you grew up with. The terms and conditions may be a little different, but still, it's an abusive relationship. So those are the things that I thought of in terms of why people stay with the narcissist. Comment below with your thoughts and ideas. I'd love to hear them, and it may help someone else. People stay with narcissists for a variety of reasons, and at the end of the day, they make the decisions that they make in the moment that they think are going to best suit them. They may not see what's going on, they may not believe that they can do anything about what's going on, and they may be under a lot of stress and intimidated or coerced in some way or tricked or conned into staying where they are. When you find out who and what you're dealing with, the most important thing at the end of the day is to know that you're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with and know who you are. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.